to the right with the bass up now. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
Ride, got the top let down, leaning to the right with the bass up loud. I slide, glide, choking on that lead.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
You see the European grills, so the lips glitz. Tank full of Theraflu, cause I be in them sick whips. Brick slip, roll with me, catch a contact. High definition popping, flipping out the armrest. See, I'm a rider, dipping in the catalog. Just got it fitted on some shit I need a ladder for. Come up in your hood stun when I leave, dude.
2 miles per hour, so everybody sees you.
I can't deny, I feel I'm such a fly guy. Top chop, call him Sleepy Hollow when they ride by. I know the haters can't stand it. I ain't got a blemish.
Yo.
Ride on.
What's happening with it?
We be through the crowd with the bass up loud. Just slide on the slab when I creep. Take
Let's
a bath
go.
when you put your ass on them seats.
Yeah, let's see who got in the building. When you come in the building, make sure y'all smash that like button. Jump in the comments. Let me know you in the comments. And we definitely finna cook. We definitely gonna cook up. Let's see who got in the building. Cash Crypto, Meaty Riley, Keto Shy, what's happening with it? Miss Lori Reed, what's going on? Salute, Queen. I ain't seen you in a long time. Anthony Johnson, what's happening with it? Big Block. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. It's fight week, y'all. It's fight week. You know, it's fight week. Let's cook. It's fight week. Let's get it. Let's get it popping. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about this fight. It's a whole lot of hate going on for this fight. And, you know, I'm excited because I'm a boxing fan. First and foremost, I'm a boxing fan. You know, all that other bullshit, throw that out the window. But we're going to talk about everything going on that's leading up to fight week. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk about everything. So make sure when you come in here, man, smash on the like button. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you sub to the channel and jump in the comments for sure. Let me know you're in the building. A lot going on in boxing right now, man. I'm also excited about the Tank and you know, the Tank and Frank Martin fight in Houston. I'm definitely going to be in the building for that one. So yeah, man, it's a lot going on in boxing. So y'all let me know you in the building. You know, jump in the comments. Say something. Wait to get some more people in the building so we can cook. What do we have going on in boxing last week? Jared Anderson. I didn't even cook on that. Jared Anderson, man. I see a lot of people was running around hating on Jared Anderson. You know, a lot of you fickle ass boxing fans, like, I never want to see Jared Anderson fight again. We don't ever want to see him fight again. Like, man, boxing fan, y'all nowadays, man, y'all be cracking me up, man. Y'all different for sure. A lot of y'all boxing fans is different nowadays, man. A man come out and don't have his best performance, or he fights somebody that's not willing to engage, and it wasn't exciting. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't entertained with the Jared Anderson fight, but stop judging people off of one fight. You know what I'm saying? Going online, going all over social media, talking about, we'll never want to watch him fight again. You know, but one thing I do got to say about Jared Anderson, I wouldn't bet on him. And it has nothing to do with that fight from last week. I wouldn't bet on him because his mentality, right? If a man tell me that he don't like Jared Anderson say that he don't even like watching boxing. He said he don't like being in boxing. He don't like watching boxing. He said he don't like nothing that had to do with boxing really. He just in it to see how much money he can get and get the hell out of boxing. So that's what drove me off about him. Like, you know, and I respect him for keeping it real. Unless he keeping it real, because people got jobs every day, they feel the same way about it. I've had jobs in the past to where I felt the same way. I can't stand this job, but it's a payday, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I mean, I think, you know, a lot of us have been in situations like that. It's just that we've never seen a professional athlete come out and say the things that he said. We ain't heard no basketball player say that, no football player say that, no boxer, no MMA fighter say that shit, especially at the beginning of your career. He's still in the beginning, early stages of his career, and he's saying that, so I wouldn't bet on him, right? In a big fight. Like, if they step his competition up and say he got in there with, I don't know, a Daniel Dubois or somebody like that, I couldn't bet on Jared Anderson, because what you gonna do when you have to be in a real dog fight? When somebody that got punching power just like you, that's not gonna lay down. And I'm not saying Daniel Dubois, I'm just throwing the name out there, right? I'm just basically throwing the name out there. So what you gonna do when that situation comes and you in a real dog fight? You know, I couldn't bet on him in that type of situation. He ain't willing to leave it all in the ring, and he'll basically tell you that. He's willing to get how much money he can out the sport. And like I said, salute to him for being real, you know. But I just couldn't put my money on him at the end of the day. Light Skin Business, what's happening with it? B&B Boxing News. Salute to B&B. What's happening with it? Light Skin Business, what it do? Jermaine Wood said it was a showcase fight. He was supposed to stop that bomb. I mean, I don't know. I'm not familiar with his opponent. Were you familiar with his opponent, Jermaine? Had you seen his opponent fight before? So I don't know if the dude was a bum. I just know the dude didn't come in there to fight. He didn't come in there to perform. It was a boring fight. You know, that's just it. As far as Big Baby, he very talented. He got a lot of skills. And yeah, he don't like boxing. He don't like nothing to do with boxing. So he ain't going to be here for too long. Because, see, I look at Big Baby, and I'm not hating on him, because I like Big Baby Jared Anderson. And I like that he kept it real and let everybody know how he feel about the sport, you know? But my thing is if he get hurt in the fight and get knocked down, is he going to have that in him to get back up and fight back, you know? Those are all questions I have. Because he could just be like, man, that's this shit. I'm straight on it anyway. I'm going to just get my paycheck and keep it moving. Cash Crypto say they bumped up his competition with Martin. Then they knocked it back down with the last guy. Martin was a last-minute replacement. You feel me? They didn't intend for him to fight Charles Martin in the first place. He was a replacement opponent. Now, as far as this last guy, I don't know. I don't know about that last dude. Never had seen him fight a day in my life. Never had seen him fight a day in my life. But one thing I continue to tell people, as far as that fight card, that boy Abdullah Mason, he's a problem. And he's going to continue to be a problem. But, like I say, the sport of boxing, how it is today, it's going to be a problem for him getting fights when he move up that ladder. Ain't nobody going to want to fight him. B&B Boxing News says Big Baby said Andre Ward felt the same way. I don't believe him. Yeah, I heard that B&B. I heard Big Baby say that Andre Ward felt the same way about the sport of boxing that he did. That ain't true. That ain't true. Andre Ward didn't feel like that about boxing. Andre Ward didn't like some of the things that was going on in boxing as far as a political standpoint, but Andre Ward wasn't a fighter that just was like, oh, I don't like watching boxing. I don't want nothing to do with boxing. I'm just here for a paycheck. He lied on my man, Andre Ward. Ward didn't think like that. Ward's mentality wasn't like that. So, yeah, he lied on my man, Andre Ward, B&B Boxing. And that's a fact, he lied on Ward because Ward didn't think like that. Ward just didn't like some of the things that went on in boxing, like I said, again, from a political standpoint. So, but we'll see. Only time will tell with Big Baby. They talking about moving his competition level up. I believe I seen Bob Arum. Let me pull it up right now because I seen Bob Arum go on Twitter and he called for a name in boxing. I can't think of. I'm gonna pull it up right now. All right, hold on. Tell y'all, Bob Arum already called for Big Baby's next opponent, so they ready to move him up now. About to pull it up right now. Bob Arum says, we're looking for a heavyweight who think he can actually beat Jared Anderson. We need someone brave enough to get in the ring with Jared and give him a real battle. There's no one at this point. There's no one he would be reluctant to fight at this point. So they looking for an opponent for him. So he didn't name anybody. My bad. Then he says, okay, yeah, so he didn't name anybody, but he said that they're looking for anybody to get in the ring with Big Baby Jared Anderson. Whoever it is, step up to the plate, and he said Jared ain't gonna turn down no smoke. So let's see who that is. But like I said, man, he got all the talent in the world. I just wouldn't put money on him, I don't know if he got the heart for the sport of boxing. If he got it in him like that. Keto Shot, what's happening with it? Said you said you don't know if Devin got that dog in him. I think Devin got dog in him. A lot of motherfuckers think that I be hating on Devin because I keep it real when it comes to Devin, right? But I'll tell you, I don't like Devin Haney. I don't like him. Does that have anything to do with my feelings about what type of fighter he is? Not at all. When it comes to him being a fighter in the ring, I'm going to keep it real just like I do with all these other fighters. I don't have no emotional ties to none of these fucking fighters. And I think a lot of people, when they watch my videos, they get in their feelings. Oh, man, you hating on such and such. One day I'm hating on Tank. The next day I'm hating on Devin Haney. The next day I say some shit about Shakur people don't like. The next day I'm hating on Terence Crawford. Next day I'm hating on Errol Spence. Nah, I'm telling y'all straight hard here. I'm not invested into none of these fighters emotionally. If I feel some type of way about some shit that they did, or if I break down the fight, that's just what it is. But Devin Haney, as far as him out the ring, I don't really like him. And the reason I don't like him outside of the ring is because he lied too goddamn much. You know what I'm saying? I look at it right from a personal standpoint. And I look at him when he do these interviews and he lie in the way that he move. I don't like that because that shows his character in real life. I don't want to be around no nigga that just gonna lie all the fucking time. And not only lie, he lies to tear other people's character down. That ain't a real one to me. Just making up lies just to tear somebody's character down, bro. So that's why I don't like Devin, but I think he's a hell of a fighter. So I do like to watch him in the ring. I support him. You know what I'm saying? I buy his fights. So yeah, I mean, if If he in the right about some shit, I'ma ride with him. If I think he on some bullshit, I'ma go against him and I'ma let y'all know it. And that's the same for all these other fighters. Niggas got mad when I said that Shakur Stevenson was on some bullshit, talking about that he a free agent. Man, he ain't no free agent. He about as free as the nigga with an ankle monitor on. Hey, yeah, that's how free he is on house arrest. He going right back to top rank. Now, what's happening with it, J.A.? Devin Bell, what it do? My man's in the building. Southwest Dice, what it do? You know, I don't like a lot of people crying about, oh man, he duck and take Shakur. He duck and take because he's signing back to top rank. At this stage, right, in his career, and looking at how boxing is nowadays, you can't base your decisions around one fight. You just can't. You cannot stop doing this PBC banging in top rank. A fighter cannot base his sole decision on one fight. Well, I'm going to go and sign with the PBC because Tank is over there, and I'm going to pray and wish that I get a fight with Tank. If a fighter want to fight you, the shit going to happen. It don't matter what side you on, and I realize that now. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me say this. If a fighter wants to fight you and his team is confident in that fight, it's going to be made. Straight up and down. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, these fighters, they can't base they move solely off of one opponent. Now, if PBC got a whole stable in a certain division, and then the side the promotional company that you sign with, they don't have no fighters in your division, well, then it's kind of like, okay, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll have to question it, right? But these fighters, they make decisions, you know, based on a lot more things than just one fighter. And to keep it a buck, I keep telling people, man, if I'm a fighter, I'm not signing to no fucking PBC. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Reggie, what's happening with it? Salute to Reggie Orange in the building. I'm not signing to PBC if I'm a fighter, especially if I'm an up-and-coming fighter. Because I don't want you having me sit on the shelf and fight once a year. Real talk. Now, if I'm a fighter like a Terence Crawford, I'm at the end of my career. I know that, you know, fighting once a year or maybe, you know, twice at the most is really not going to affect me because I'm just looking for big money fights at this point in time. Then, yeah. But if I'm a fighter that's coming into the sport of boxing, or I'm a fighter that's kind of like trying to become a superstar, I'm not signing with no PBC. Real talk. Until y'all can show that y'all can, you know what I'm saying, get more than one fight day a year for your fighters, I'm not doing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that shit. So when motherfuckers get to crying about, oh man, he ducking this and he should have signed with the PBC. Everybody don't. It doesn't mean that all these fighters should sign with the PBC. When you see that the PBC ain't giving their fighters, when you see that the PBC is not keeping their fighters active like that, they just signed with Amazon Prime. We don't know what's going on with that. Amazon Prime, when they came out, they said they only had, 13 events planned. 13 events. You got a whole roster. That means a whole lot of niggas gonna be sitting on the shelf. So yeah, that's just how I feel about the situation. You know, now do I think that Shakur in his situation, right? Should he go and holler at the PBC and see what they're talking about? Of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course you should. Because if you're a real free agent, right? If you're a free agent like they say you are, what does free agents do in any sport? They go and talk to everybody. See who's gonna put the best fights on the table. See who's gonna put the biggest deal on the table. But see, in a whole different situation than most free agents. You feel me? For Shakur to be a real free agent to where he can move and talk to any of these promotional companies like Canelo did, like you see, you know what I'm saying, like Bud did, like Devin Haney be doing, for him to be a real true free agent, he got to leave his management company. That means him leaving Jay Prince. That means that he got to leave Jay Prince and his co-promoter, Antonio Leonard. A lot of people don't know that Shakur Stevenson has a manager and a co-promoter. His co-promoter is Antonio Leonard. And Antonio Leonard and Jay Prince, they work hand in hand with each other, side by side. So, Latoya, that's what I'm gonna do for you, right? Latoya, that's what I'm gonna do for you, right? I'm gonna drop a link. And instead of typing in the chat, you can cook. I'm gonna drop a link. This link is only for Latoya. Because you came in here talking about go to the white man and try to make it a racial thing, right? So I want to see if you're going to get on camera and talk that same shit that you're doing in the chat. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to give you the floor. And I'm going to let you get your shit off. I'm going to let you get your shit off, right? This is for Latoya. So we're going to do things different. So instead of typing in the chat, I want to see if you are willing to come up here, turn that camera on, and I'm going to let you cook. You got the floor. Since you want to turn what I'm saying into, I'm hating on the PBC and I want everybody to go to the white man. Well, I'm going to let you cook. You got it. You got it. There's a link, Latoya, right there. I'm going to continue to drop it. Go ahead and cook. Come on, Latoya. I actually want to hear what you got to say. You know, you can't really type you can't keep typing all that. I want to hear what you got to say. Maybe you got a point. Maybe you're making some sense. I want to hear what you got to say. Rick Timms, what's happening with it? You gonna hit the link? Yeah, nah. All respect. I just want to hear what you got to say. Yes, she is. And see, that's what I respect. That's the type of shit I respect. Because a lot of people say shit in the chat, and then when you put that link in there, they ain't bold enough to get on here and cook that shit like Latoya. So I respect that. That's why I didn't come at her crazy. I was like, I'm gonna just see if she's gonna click the link. Go ahead, Latoya. You gotta take your mic off mute. Take the mute off.
Oh, okay, now I'm unmuted.
Okay, there you go. The floor is yours, sister.
Most people, when you disagree with them, they want to block you and then start talking shit and shit.
Nah, not at all. That's why I gave you the floor. Now, explain what you were saying a little bit better in the chat.
Hold on, let me get in my car. I'm at the boxing gym with my son. My son box.
Okay. Okay. How old is he?
He's 11.
He's 11? Okay. What's his weight?
He at 130.
Okay, he a big boy for 11. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So why you hating on PBC, man?
Nah, I'm not hating on PBC. This is the thing. See, if you watch me often, then you'll know where I'm coming from, right? My thing is like a lot of people network promotion ban. When I'm saying you got like you got your fans that's pro PBC and they hate Top Rank or Matchroom. Then you got Top Rank fans, they always talk shit about PBC and hating on PBC. See, and all of the above, right? Me, I'm in the middle of all that. I'm for who is giving us the best fights and who keeping these fighters active. Now, with PBC, it's a lot of things I love about PBC. But one thing I don't love about PBC is they sit their fighters on the shelf, right? Now, another thing is a lot of people that look like us, they always pro PBC, PBC this and PBC that, right? And then they talking shit about Top Rank and Bob Arum. But if you look, when you look at these fight cards, Bob Arum is putting on more fights with black fighters than the PBC or any other promotional company. When you look at a PBC card, what you usually see, you see maybe if you get one black fighter in the main event and the rest of them be Hispanic. And then you got all the Hispanic and white folks, they hate on the PBC. You know why they hating on the PBC? Because when they hear PBC, they think the black man is running. But I say a lot of them motherfuckers ignorant too, because the PBC is putting on more of their fighters than anybody. The PBC put on more Hispanic Latino fighters than anybody. Their whole card be nothing but Hispanic and Latino fighters. You go to Top Rank, the majority of their cards be blacks.
But I feel like all the promotion companies do a great job with putting on fights. But I do agree with you when you say Top Rank and Eddie Hearn, they do put out more fights. But I feel like PBC has more stars though. PBC has more stars on their roster than the rest of the promotion companies. That's how I feel.
I mean, they did, right? At one point they did, because see, we thinking about when PBC came in the game, they came in the game tough. They came in the game and they was for us. You know what I'm saying? They were for us. Like we finally felt like we had a promotional company that was really gonna put on for blacks. And I'm gonna just keep it real, and I don't really care in boxing if you black, white, Mexican. If you can fight, right? But I'm just keeping it real. Like we felt like, okay, yeah, we finally got something for us. We had AB, we had everybody, Tank, Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence on the come up, Keith Thurman. We had all the black fighters in that was up and coming stars, right? And then what they did, just like when you get that motherfucking nice ass restaurant and you like, man, this food hella cheap, and they give you a whole bunch of food, man. And then 2 years later, they didn't change the menu. The food ain't as good. They didn't hiked up the price. That's what PBC did.
Yeah,
same shit. Now they was giving us free shit. Now every time you turn around, you pay-per-view. And the whole fight card is Hispanics. You might got one black fighter on the fight card, and he might be in the main event. So that's what I'm saying. I'm
sorry to cut you off, but you do also know, like, Mexicans are the biggest boxing fans. Like, black people are not as into boxing as they are into basketball. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So what I'm saying is, they came out and they was like, okay, we're going to cater to the black fan base. And then they switched it on your ass because they realized that Mexican are really diehard boxing fans.
Diehard boxing fans.
And then they switched it up, right? They switched it up so they can, basically, gear towards what the Mexican fans want to see. But that's neither here nor there, right? My whole point, what I was saying earlier, was when I said that if I'm an up-and-coming fighter, if I'm a fighter that's, trying to become a superstar, I'm not going to sign with the PBC. And I meant that.
I can understand that. I can see that.
If I had a fighter, right, and my fighter is a up-and-coming superstar prospect, I'm not having him sign with the PBC. I'm having him sign with Top Rank. You know why? Because I know my fighter is going to get those fight dates. I know my fighter going to be seen on TV. I know my fighter gonna fight more than once a year. That's the problem with PBC. They fighters be on the shelf. Why you think Wilder left? Why you think all these fighters, they like, why you think Gervonta Ennis, he could have signed to the PBC, right? Easily. He already had a great relationship with him. Baldy Ennis and Gervonta Ennis said the reason they didn't sign with the PBC was straight out. They didn't want to be sitting on the shelf. They don't like sitting on the shelf. They wanted to fight. And these other promotional companies, they're going to give you an opportunity to fight. That's all, man. That's all. It's being about.
Now that makes more sense. When I came in the chat, I didn't understand what you said now, but I understand it. That makes sense. If you're a new fighter up and coming, yeah, I see how a fighter would probably want to sign with a promotion company that would put their face and put them out there more and not, you know what I mean, sit them on the shelf. Because what's up with Gervonta Russell? Is he with PBC?
Yeah, he went to PBC.
Yeah, he hasn't followed the wild.
And that's my man. You know what I'm saying? He on the shelf. But that's the thing. It's like, if I'm a fighter, I don't want you ruining my career, putting me on the shelf, you know, letting me fight once a year. That's you wasting these fighters' primes, you ruining them, because now if I'm only fighting once a year and I'm a young man with money, you fucking tripling times 10 my chances of fucking up in these streets. A lot of fighters, they come from a street background.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't coming from no spoon-fed household.
Yeah, for sure.
They got all this time to sit around. That's what went wrong with Errol Spence. When Errol Spence was active and in the gym all the time, constantly, you ain't hear nothing about EJ being in the streets, drinking and fucking up. It's kind of weird.
Gotta put that on the fighter too. The fighter's got to be disciplined enough. If you in the sport of boxing, you don't play boxing. You don't play this. Your body is your temple. So that's also on the fighter. You can't, put that on the promotion company for not making sure they not being in the gym all the time and But I understand the point. Like if they tend to get into more trouble than being in the ring all the time. Well, my phone about to die, but I just want to say this. I appreciate you letting me on. I appreciate you where you're coming from. You just enlightened me on something because I didn't understand what you was really saying, but you just enlightened me. And I'm a Tank fan, diehard Tank fan, and my man just said he signed a 6-7 fight deal with PBC, and him and Shakur on fire on Twitter. Shakur next, and I just wanted to say, like, let's get it.
I ain't see it.
Yeah, go check it out. They got
shit
on fire. He just told him Shakur next, so let's get it.
I appreciate you for giving me that info. I didn't even know that. I'm finna go right now. But I appreciate you, Quinn. And much blessings to your son, too.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But see, that's how you do it. If you say some shit in the comments, right? And y'all might have a misunderstanding and somebody give you that link to drop. If you real about, you're not trolling, you're going to hop on. You see how she did? A lot of you niggas be scared to grab that link and just want to troll and talk shit in the comments. I respect that, and respect to the queen once again. But yeah, that's all I was saying. I like the PBC. I like all of let me change that, right? I like anybody that's bringing me the best fights. PBC, they put on some great fights. Great fights. When they put on cards, they put on great fight cards. The thing is just a lot of they fighters, they have a lot of talent. They sit on the shelf, and I'm not feeling that. John Kramer, what's happening with it? Salute. Salute to everybody that joined in. Make sure that y'all smash the like button. Get my likes up. Top fighters, top rank, they keep their fighters active. Eddie Hearn, he keep his fighters active. You know what I'm saying? They ain't sitting on the shelf crying about they ain't had a fight in 16 months. I don't like that as a boxing fan, right? Fuck all the other shit, throw everything else out the window. As a boxing fan, I don't like that. I want to be able to see these fighters get in the ring and stay active. But it's better to stay active and your competition level to be low than to only be fighting 16 months every 16 months. You feel me? If I'm a fighter, just to be fighting. Like Boots said, like, man, I want to fight. But before we get into the main topic, let's see what the Queen was talking about right now when she came in here. And she said, Shakur and Tank is going at it right now. And Tank said that Shakur is next. Oh, they're going at it. Let me get these Tank tweets before he gets to deleting them and shit. Let me get these Tank tweets, cause hey, and I'm a whole Tank to that shit, cause all that talking, man, I'm sick of all these fighters talking. He's one of the only ones in boxing that's in position to make shit happen. Hold on. Let me get the screenshot in these joints, because you know that nigga be erasing shit. Damn. You already deleted the shit, man. Tank already deleted something. Because Shakur said, perfect enough, said little nigga. And everybody like, Tank already deleted it. This shit crazy. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out what he said. I'm trying to see what Tank, because everybody tripping because he deleted some shit. No, nobody said, okay, let me read these tweets to y'all. I'm gonna read these tweets to y'all. So Tank said, bro, I never in my life let one of these niggas touch me. He says, I was the one running around doing them kids bad in the amateurs, and the little chump that said that was under my wing, look at it, look it up. He said, the little chump that said it was under my wing, look it up. And then Shakur Stevenson responded, and he said, we can shoot the fade whenever you ready, gangster. I've been dying for the opportunity. And then Tank, he came back and he said, you're gonna get hit with a hook and run the whole fight like you did, buddy. The same hook I caught you with in sparring. That fake shit don't work with me. He says, give a fuck who you. He said, give a fuck who you a bitch. So he called Shakur a bitch, and then Shakur says, Shakur said, bitch ass nigga, you got out the ring that day and told me how nice I was and said you will never put me in second again. Stop. He said you would never put me in second again. Stop the internet cap. So is we fighting or not, fag ass nigga? Oh, they're talking crazy to each other. And then Shakur, he came back and he said, blah, blah, blah. Tell the people you fighting me, hoe ass nigga. And then Shakur came back again. He says, 30-year-old prospect nigga hyped off them punching bags he beat. He said he hyped up off beating punching bags. He says, if he was really like that, I would have been his first option, but he'd rather fight cuz who ducked me. So he's saying like, hey, if you really like that, why you ain't pick me? Why you fighting the dude that ducked me? They talking shit, man. And then Shakur say, nigga, you can't beat me, I promise you. Niggas who know. And we gonna hit the bank that night on everything I love. I don't even got no more back and forth for you. Hit me when you trying to lock in your soft ass nigga. So he said, basically, hit me when you trying to fight. And then Tank came back and said, who you fought? And then, well, I guess Shakur said, 3 division champ, unified at 130, held the Ring Magazine belt. You had 1 belt your whole career, and you pushing 30. My God, you not fooling me, little bruh. And then Tank said, who you fought? And then Shakur came back and saying if that sparring was a fight, I would have won, and that's fact since you keep speaking on the punch you landed. And then Tank, he came and said he's not gonna tell y'all he sparred every champion. What? Tank be writing shit fucked up. He said he not gonna tell y'all he sparred every champion fought and knew they was easy work. He's a cold bitch. I think he's trying to say he not gonna tell y'all that he fought every champion, that he sparred every champion that he ever fought and knew he was gonna win easy. He a cold bitch. That's what he said. And then Shakur said, yes, that's exactly how I know I'm gonna beat you. So that's what Shakur said. He said, that's exactly how I know I'm gonna beat your ass. Because I didn't spar you and I beat you in sparring. So it's a lot of shit talking going back and forth, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen. Shakur should have never got in no back and forth with Tank, because the same shit that Tank Davis fans is doing to Devin Haney and then this Ryan Garcia fight, they finna do the same shit to Shakur now. This, like, fans is weird now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fans is weird. Fans will take this shit and they'll start talking about boycotting. Oh, we gonna boycott his next fight. Because this goes to the next subject that I want to talk about. It's fight week. It's Devin Haney and Garcia, right? I'm excited about the fight. Gervonta Davis fans, now I go on Twitter. They all over Twitter talking about boycott Ryan Garcia and Tank. I mean Ryan Garcia and Devin. Boycott the fight. And I'm like, this what we coming to now? Y'all running around the internet talking about boycott the fight? Hold on. Let me pull it up. Yeah, they running around. They didn't put this out. It's all over Twitter. Talking about boycott the fight. So I'm doing my research. I want to see where this is coming from. And it's coming from Tank fans. That's why I put Gervonta Davis fans calling the boycott the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight. Like, this shit is weird. Like, this is what it's come to. We can't just be boxing fans and sit back and watch boxing and debate on who gonna win and who not gonna win and what's gonna happen in the fight. Now we so invested on seeing fighters fail. We talking about boycotting. Boycotted so Tank numbers can be better than Devin and Ryan. And like, that's weird. Like, you niggas are too emotionally invested in this shit that's supposed to be entertainment. These fighters don't know y'all. These fighters is not gonna pull up to your house and give you a fucking brownie treat if they get more pay-per-view numbers than the next nigga. It's not doing nothing for y'all as boxing fans. That's weird shit. That's weird. Anybody that does that shit is weird. I don't give a fuck if you're a Tank fan, if you're a Devin Haney fan doing it to Tank, if you're a Shakur fan doing it to Ryan or Tank. Like, all of that shit is weird. Y'all need to get off that weird shit on this social media, because what this social media is doing is showing what type of weirdos y'all is in real life. Straight up. TM, Tank can say anything he wants. Let's see if Tank take that fight with Shakur next. Because, see, that's what he erased. He said, nigga, you next. And he erased it. Now, he let all the other, he didn't erase none of the other tweets. But when he told Shakur he was next, he erased the shit. So if you was about what you was talking about and you was going to stand on that shit, all I'm saying is, why you erase it? Why you erase it? And I know Tank is full of shit when he talking about Shakur, because he did an interview with Fred Barbershop Conversations a little bit after they last sparred each other. And they were standing side by side. And I've talked about this shit before. Tank Davis says Shakur Stevenson is special. He on another level. He says he made me take my fight game to another level. That's what he said. So he can't get on Twitter and get to capping like, oh man, you ain't shit. I'm gonna run through you and that. All that shit sounds sweet. All that shit is to fool y'all fans because y'all gonna go run with it. When it comes to Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, and any of these top fighters, ain't none of these niggas running through each other. Straight up and down like that. None of them is running through each other. All of that fucking talk is for y'all to go and run and believe that shit. Because boxing fans now, you got grown ass men, they look at these fighters as they get their favorite fighter. They look at their favorite fighter as a superhero. Like he can't be touched. The nigga can walk in front of a fucking moving train and you know what I'm saying, just walk right through that shit and it's not gonna hurt him. That's how some of y'all be acting about your favorite fighter. And you don't be calling for these fights. I guarantee you, if Leonard Ellaby come out and get to talking that shit that he talked about, oh man, you know, the fight ain't ready. That fight happened. Tank Davis ain't worried about no Shakur Stevenson. And you know, if he get to talking that shit, I guarantee you, the majority of his fan base gonna get to regurgitating the same shit that Leonard Ellaby talking. Oh, well, he don't deserve no fight with Tank. What he done? His numbers ain't looking like that. What pay-per-views he done sold? I already know y'all gonna start talking like that. Y'all ain't gonna call for that fight. Y'all was just calling for Shakur and Tank. But when that shit get closer and closer, y'all ain't gonna be calling for that shit. I guarantee it. Kato Shaw says, got no favorites in this shit. Boxing is boxing. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. I got fighters that I like to see in the ring more than other fighters, but I don't really have no favorite fighters like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, my favorite fighters is going out to, is pretty much going out. You know, Wilder, he pretty much, you know, his last leg, Errol Spence, you know, I don't know what's going on with him, but you know, but I got a lot of fighters I like. Jerron Boots Ennis, I think that he's one of the most exciting fighters to watch in the ring today. You know what I'm saying? I like Shakur. I like to watch Shakur in the ring. I like to watch Tank in the ring. I like to watch Devin Haney. You know, but if I had to pick a fighter to fight against the best that I just want to see, I'll probably pick Jerron Boots Ennis. He got everything. He exciting to watch. You know what I'm saying? He ain't finna give you no dog moment. Abdullah Mason, he looking like that too. But you know, we gotta see him against some real dogs before we can put him in that category. This shit entertainment to me. Some of you niggas is too emotionally invested. Like, I guarantee you, a lot of you niggas will fucking cry and be depressed if your favorite fighter lose a fight. I know it. With no money on the line, nothing, you niggas will ball up. You niggas will ball up in the cannonball and fucking cry if one of your favorite fighter lost. See, this was wrong. Too many motherfuckers got a favorite fighter and they really don't know shit about the sport. They really don't follow the sport like that. They just got a favorite fighter. I see this shit every day on Twitter. You got niggas with whole Twitter accounts and all they do is post about one boxer all day. Every conversation is tank. or Devin. And I'm like, man, do y'all niggas even watch boxing besides if it's that one fighter? Yeah, Arthur Betterby, man, I love watching him fight. He another one that I pay to watch fight. Like, you know, he an exciting fighter. Inouye is another fighter that I love watching fight. You know, we got to get away from just just following one fighter and having that one fighter as your favorite fighter, because a lot of bitch shit be going on in boxing. Now, with that whole Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis shit, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Michael Clark, I was hurt when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas too, but I was a kid. That's the difference. We grown ass men now. I'm a kid. Like, motherfuckers was coming to my channel expecting me to be crying when Errol Spence lost to Terence Crawford. All my kids, when Errol Spence lost to Terence Crawford, when Crawford put on the performance that he did, I stood up in front of my TV and I started clapping. I was clapping. I was like, man, we gotta give it to Bud. He did his thing. I wasn't fucking crying and mad because Errol Spence lost. I was more so happy that I could put the fucking fight behind me, that I got to see who was the better fighter at that point in time. I wasn't throwing shit and mad and, you know, like, man, I'm not invested into these fighters like that. That's why when niggas come up under my comments and came in my live stream with laughing emojis, I'm like, okay, what we laughing at? What we laughing at? I wasn't the one in the ring taking the punishment. Now, I tell people all the time, if I lose some money on some shit and I bet on the fighter and I lose money, oh yeah, now I'm gonna be sad. It ain't got nothing to do with the fight. Now I'm gonna be fucked up. I'm gonna be mad. But best dad ever, what's happening with it? Best dad, he know what we talking about. Tank and Shakur on there, talking back and forth. I know best dad got Tank, but all I'm gonna say, man, is Tank gotta show me, man, that he got what he talking about. Because he argue with a lot of niggas on Twitter, just like Shakur do, because Shakur get into it, a lot of niggas on Twitter too. But the difference between Tank and Shakur is Tank has the power to make these fights happen. Shakur don't. Tank got the power to make these big fights. These motherfuckers be, you know what I'm saying? They be crossing their fingers to get a Tank fight. So let's see if you about what you talking about. He erased the tweet where he told Shakur he was next. He ain't erased none of the rest of them. So yeah, bro. And when that fight happens, when that Shakur and Tank fight happen, all I'm gonna say is, ain't no need for all of the, you know, name calling and all of that shit. Just put your money on the line. Put your money on the line. That's all I'm saying. Cause I see it being a hell of a fight. One of the best fights in boxing I want to see, but I don't see Tank beating Shakur, and it is what it is, you know. We got to see though. Best dad. Let's not come with that free agent shit to make an excuse why Shakur and Tank don't fight if Tank don't try to make the fight happen. See, that's an excuse that people gonna use, knowing that Shakur is not signing with the PBC, knowing that Shakur is already gonna sign back with Top Rank. But that's the fight. That's an excuse that they gonna use. Now, the Shakur and his team, no matter if he is with Jay Prince and Jay Prince don't fuck with Al Hammond, does Shakur need to go and holler at the PBC? Yeah, he do. He needs to holler at him. But if they're not willing to put Gervonta Davis on that motherfucking contract and put Tank Davis on the contract first, yes, if you sign with us, your first fight will be against Gervonta Tank Davis. We got it in writing. And that's what it is. If they ain't willing to do that, what is we talking about? You ain't finna fucking finesse me and get me to sign over there and have me sitting on the shelf, have me fighting one time a year, and I'm over here begging for a Tank fight, and y'all moving around like, Tank ain't worried about that right now. You know, Tank does what he wants to do. You know, nah, we're not doing this. If I'm signing with the PBC, Tank Davis is on that motherfucking contract, and he is gonna be the first fight. All that other bullshit, miss me with that. So we're not coming with that excuse. Oh man, Shakur didn't sign with the PBC. He ducked Tank. He ducked. Nah, the nigga Birmingham said we waiting on Tank. Whenever Tank ready to make it happen, we would love to make it happen. If Tank wants that fight to happen, that fight is gonna happen. If Tank wants that fight to happen, and his team, Leonard Ellaby is awesome. You know, Tank, you don't need to worry about him right now. We'll get to him. He ain't going nowhere. You know, we got a plan. If he on that shit, then that fight probably won't happen. Tank got to be able to. Tank got to fight his team first. He got to be willing to put his foot down and say, nah. Y'all want me to get in the ring? This is the opponent that y'all bring. Make it happen. Like he did with motherfucking Ryan Garcia. And if Shakur signs with the PBC, it's going to have to be a multi-fight deal because 9 times out of 10, he signed with the PBC. That means that he had to leave Jay Prince in his whole mob tie that he with. And what's the chances of him doing that? Slim to none. Nah, bro. I mean, you're going to feel that way. I'm not here to try to change how you feel about Gervonta Davis. You feel that can't nobody beat Tank, he flatlined everybody, right? I feel different. I feel the exact opposite. I feel the opposite. So, you know, I mean, what we gonna do? Best Dad, what we gonna do about it? We gonna argue? We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make narratives and all of that shit? What we can't do shit about it. They gotta do something about it. All this internet shit ain't real. See, that's what y'all don't realize. And I ain't talking about you, Best Dad, but a lot of this shit that I see going around, boycotting fights, and, you know, begging motherfuckers to boycott the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight because Devin and Tank don't fuck with each other. That shit's fucking corny. You niggas is not in the ring fighting for none of these fights. All y'all doing is just fucking on the internet typing. You can't throw in a towel for one of these fighters. You can't do shit. But argue and type. But see, we doing too much of typing and arguing instead of breaking these fights down. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Tank gonna do this and Tank gonna do that and Tank gonna do this and Tank. Okay, bro, I'm sick of that shit now. Like real talk. That's why I don't even really get on Tank helmet no more because it's kind of like it is what it is now. You got the keys to the ignition in your hand. You the money man. Everybody caught it ain't like that. Nobody ducking Tank. Definitely ain't nobody ducking Tank. Everybody trying to get a fight with Tank. So, you know, but he got Frank Martin to worry about. Let him get past Frank Martin. Let him get past Frank Martin. And then see what's up. But I don't believe shit that Tank's saying on Twitter because ain't nobody that he ever talked shit to and said he was gonna fight on Twitter. It ain't never happened before, except for Ryan Garcia is the only one. Ryan is the only one. So I'm not finna talk about what this man saying on Twitter and who he talking about on Twitter. I mean, Uptown Boy. I'm not saying that Tank can't box. Tank can box. He got footwork. He got all of that. But anybody that's going to try to convince me that Tank can beat Shakur, convince me that when he get in the ring with him and they raise his hand and say that he won the fight. Other than that, you ain't going to convince me that. You know, and this is another thing, right? This is another thing, right, that fans got to stop doing, right? What's happening with the A1 Who's On? You niggas got to stop crying and getting mad if somebody think that another fighter can beat your favorite fighter. Real talk. And this is not pointed at nobody directly. I'm just saying boxing fans as a whole. Boxing fans, you niggas will get offended and be crying if somebody come out and say, yeah, we got such and such beat him because we think such and such do this better than him. And they break down the fight. And you got fans just crying because they think this man's a superhero and ain't nobody supposed to say that he gonna lose the fight. Like, this shit crazy, man. And then they'll start calling you all type of bitch ass niggas and you're hating and you a punk ass bitch. You ain't never met this man that have the opinion a day in your life. Ain't never met me a day in your life because I have a different opinion than you do on boxing. I'm a bitch ass nigga, I'm a hoe and all that shit, but you ain't finna say it in my face. You ain't finna come in my face and say no shit like that. Because most of you niggas on this internet cannot fight. You can't. You ain't never been in a boxing ring, ain't never laced up a pair of gloves, and you can't fight. The toughest niggas be typing the most in the comments. And I ain't talking about just like debate style typing. I'm talking about typing slick shit. You niggas can't fight. Real talk. That's why I be laughing. I be laughing at that shit because a lot of you niggas just, that's what you can do. You know, you work out them fingers. Niggas can't fight. But yeah, all these dudes, man, all that shit is just talking to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at first, when I would get on Twitter years ago and I start seeing these fighters go back and forth and calling each other out, like, I used to get excited about it because I'm like, oh shit, this shit getting real. But man, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Yeah, I report on the things that's happening in boxing because that's what I'm supposed to do. I report shit going on in boxing and I give my take on it, right? Keep fans informed on what's going on, right? But all that internet shit is fake to me. If y'all really want to know the real about it, I don't buy into none of that shit because these niggas talk all day and 95% of the time the fight don't even happen. You feel me? Nine times out of 10, the fight don't even happen. That shit just talking. Shakur and Tank been talking shit to each other on Twitter for years now. And they still ain't fought. Tank Davis finna be 30. Shakur finna be, Shakur 26. Finna be 27. Tank finna be 30. Shakur finna be 27. They been talking shit on motherfucking Twitter ever since they was coming up in the game. Niggas ain't finna fight no time soon. So you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I just thought it was hella corny today. Well, I get on Devin Haney and his daddy a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because they do a lot of fuck shit. And I keep it real all around the board about all these boxers, but I thought it was corny today for Tank fans. This is coming from strictly Gervonta Davis's fan base, was running around talking about boycott the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. I thought that was some of the corniest shit ever. Like, that's hella corny. Y'all care about pay-per-view numbers and that's fucking bad to where you begging motherfuckers to boycott the fight? Like, don't nobody else think that shit is corny? Like, to me, it just showed the mind of a boxing, like the people that tune in to this boxing Twitter shit now. No, it wasn't one fan. It was not one fan. I seen multiple people doing that shit. So don't come in here trying to talk about it was only one fan because you were a Tank Davis fan. I'm not saying all the Tank Davis fans. I'm saying it was coming from Tank Davis's fan base. When I went and looked, and the people that was doing it, they was Tank Davis's diehard fans. And that shit was corny as fuck. Like, you're going to watch the fight. You're going to fire stick the fight, right? Because you're going to make sure you watch it because you want to watch the fight. You want to see what's going to happen. But then run around and tell everybody else to boycott it and don't pay for it. What are y'all getting out of that? Y'all getting paid from that? Like, that shit's weird to me. My man Thomas Moore says, I'm a Tank fan, but the boycott thing is corny. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That shit is corny. But anybody, any fighter, any fight fan to be going around telling somebody to boycott an event, you know what I'm saying? That shit's corny. I don't give a fuck who you is. Best dad ever say, so did you feel this way when Devin fans do it? I said that. Was you not in here earlier when I said that shit? It's corny, bro. I don't give a fuck who doing it. You know what I'm saying? All the way around the board. Y'all too invested in these fighters, like y'all getting a fucking paycheck off of this shit. When Devin and Ryan get paid, y'all are not gonna get a paycheck in the mail. When Tank Davis get his next paycheck and Frank Martin, y'all ain't getting paid for that shit. Y'all motherfuckers is weird. For real. It's weird, man. I be seeing this shit and I'm like, man, it make you not even want to like tune into boxing. Like, I watched the whole UFC fight card last weekend. That shit was fire from top to bottom. I go and watch UFC channels, and these UFC fight fans don't act like that. A lot of fight fans be acting like pure fucking women bitches, women men. And women don't even act like that. So let me take that back. Because women don't even act like that. They just be acting like some straight hoes. Corny niggas. Running around, boycott, everybody boycott, like what? And like I said, if you're a Devin Haney fan doing it to Tank, that shit's corny and some sucker shit. If you're a Tank fan doing it to Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight, that's corny. Like, I'm from a different era than y'all niggas. Like, for real. I come from an era to where we can just sit back and be boxing fans, you know, talk shit, go back and forth like, nah, man, my man's gonna beat your man ass and, you know, break the fights down and all of that. Now it's a whole bunch of other stuff and shit that be going on. It's crazy, man. It's turned into a fucking clown circus. A fucking clown circus. That's what that shit be. You got boxing channels that's just for one fighter. Oh, we gonna make our content every day about this one fighter, and anybody say something about this one fighter we don't like. Now we going in. Like, come on, man. Yeah, but I'll say this, right? For everybody, for all them niggas that was on there saying boycott the fight, I got a challenge. I challenge y'all not to watch the fight. Don't fire stick it. Don't go back on YouTube and try to watch highlights and clips of it. Don't watch the fight. Don't say nothing about the fight. How about that? That's the best way to boycott it. If y'all so heavily invested in people boycotting fights and shit, don't you boycott it? Don't watch it on Fire Stick. Don't talk about the fight. Don't post about it. Don't say nothing about it. When other people talking about the fight, don't say shit. Simple as that. Guarantee you ain't gonna do that. TM say the game has changed. It's all about Twitter attention now. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's a soap opera. These UFC fighters, they getting it in. I ain't gonna lie. Because, see, I was a huge UFC fan back in the day, but I've always been into boxing. I grew up boxing and all of that. So I was always into boxing more. Then when UFC came, you know, I was a UFC fan too. So I used to watch both of them, but UFC was just flooded. It was too much for me to keep up with. So I kind of fell out the loop, right? I kind of fell out of following UFC fighters and all of that, right? But I still watch the events when they have a big event from time to time, and they don't never disappoint me. But shit, man, I ain't gonna lie, I should have stuck with UFC. The best dad says the undercard not worth my money. If I watch it, I'll take my family to Dave and Buster's for real. I had no problem with that, bro. Like, I mean, let's just keep it real. Every boxing fan is not gonna pay to watch this fight. But the thing is, when you go to start telling people to boycott it, let's run a boycott campaign all over social media, that shit's fucking corny. Niggas, that's some hoe ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That's corny. Even though a lot of Devin Haney fans is corny as fuck to me too, but I'm gonna just keep it real. Get mad if you want to, but shit like that is corny, man. That's why I say, man, I'm not like an avid fan of none of these fighters. They fighters, they entertainers. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I draw the line. Get in the ring and do what you get paid to do. All the trash talking back and forth, I'm for that also. Because it builds up the fight. I'm for that. But some of y'all get so, like, this is what we have come to. Because Devin and Tank, they beefing. Now, y'all so emotionally, y'all let that shit get to you so beat down inside because what Tank has said to Devin and what Devin has said to Tank. Now we're talking about boycotting fights? What? Grown ass men talking about boycotting fights. Shit crazy. That's why I'm saying boxing is different. It's turned into something completely different. And what Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing over there, a lot of people hating on what Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing over there because y'all crying, talking about, oh, he's taking the boxing away from the U.S. Them motherfuckers, these niggas in the U.S. wasn't putting the fights on anyway. And I like what he's doing over there because, for one, he's making them all fight. And he's making the best fight the best. They having fire fight cards over there. That shit is on point. Salute to Turkey Al-Sheikh because he bringing boxing back to where it's supposed to be, back to how it was in the old days. He ain't with all that Twitter shit. If you gonna get on Twitter popping that shit, okay, come over here and we gonna make the fight happen. We gonna make y'all fight. We gonna see who real about that shit that they was talking on social media. He making them niggas fight. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I know that, you know, you got to ride with Tank, best dad. That's why I said from the jump. Years ago, I told you, hey, I respect it. You ride with Tank. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing wrong with riding for your favorite fighter. But when you start making it personal and getting too emotionally invested, like, you know, like some of these fighters be acting like they birthed. I mean, some of these fans be acting like they birthed these fighters. Like, real talk. They be acting like this they son. And I'm looking at this whole boycott shit, and from the fan base that I saw it was coming from, and from just all of the talks about numbers and pay-per-view numbers, and oh man, Devin and Ryan ain't gonna do shit, and Tank did more, and that's what that's all about. Boycott the fight. So Devin and Ryan pay-per-view numbers flop. And then when Tank fight Frank Martin, we can come and brag and say that Tank did these amount of pay-per-view numbers and Devin and Ryan didn't do this. That's all that shit's about. Come on, man. Y'all not fooling me. And that's corny. Because at the end of the day, hold on, I got a cold. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, one fighter thriving in the sport doing numbers, that don't help the sport of boxing. It don't. Well, Lori, I'm not talking about you, Lori, because you basically, you know what I'm saying? You close to Tank like that, right? But like I said, it is still corny for anybody to be like, and that's whoever, for anybody to run around talking about boycott the fight. Like, that's corny shit, because at the end of the day, it don't help boxing for only one fighter or two fighters to be putting up big numbers in the sport. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't even take time out to think. They don't help boxing. That actually hurts boxing. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt boxing. Yeah. So that shit hurts boxing. That don't help boxing at all. Now, if you got boxing flourishing from all standpoints, that means that more than one or two fighters are doing big pay-per-view events, doing big numbers. I want to see all of these fighters thrive and do big numbers. I want to see Tank come and do his shit. I want to see Devin and Ryan put up big numbers. When Shakur come, I want to see him get big numbers. All of that shit, man. All of them. All of them. Whether it's heavyweight, lightweight, flyweight, all of them. I want the sport to thrive, because when the sport is thriving, that's when we going to start, as fans, getting the fights. This is for the real boxing fans. So some of y'all niggas don't even want your favorite fighter to fight no tough fights. But when boxing is thriving, that's when we gonna start really getting all these fights, these big fights that we want to see as real boxing fans. But yeah. Yeah, we gotta stop this shit. Like, somebody explained to me, right? Somebody explained to me, what does it do for boxing as a whole? Not for your favorite fighter, for boxing as a whole, because remember, when your favorite fighter get their motherfucking paychecks, you're not getting that paycheck with him. So what does it do for you if, let's say, Gervonta Davis is the only one doing big pay-per-view numbers? Somebody tell me what it do for you. What does it do for the boxing fans if Tank is the only one doing big pay-per-view numbers? Since we always talking about, oh man, such and such can't sell and such can sell. What does it do? Let me know what it do. Can anybody answer? What does it do if you say that, okay, Tank Davis is the only one from 135 to 140 that can sell pay-per-views and do big pay-per-view numbers? What does it do? I'm going to drop a link. I want somebody to come up here and tell me what that shit does. Because we talk about it all the time. So in order for us to be talking about it, we have to have a point. Because it's a bragging right, right? We talk about it as it's a bragging right. What does it do for boxing? And what does it do for you? Exactly, Cash Crypto. That's the only thing it does is it makes it harder for us to get the big fights that we want. But see, a lot of these boxing fans, it does a lot for them because that means that they have an excuse for their favorite fighter not to get in there with the next best fighter. That's what it's looking like to me. A lot of soft ass weak shit. Everyone who's on what it do, he says, Cap, when their favorite fighters get paid, they get paid too. They go take out a payday loan and celebrate, forget they gotta pay it back. Exactly. Bro, like this shit it's crazy, man. Boxing fans to me is crazy nowadays. And I seen some clown in here talking about was in here meat riding Devin Haney again. Bro, this ain't got shit to do with a fucking Devin Haney. If anybody with common sense, no, I don't even like Devin Haney. I don't like shit about Devin Haney outside the ring. I like him as a fighter in the ring. Like, I support him. I watch him in the ring, but I don't fuck with Devin. But speaking of Devin and Ryan, man, a lot of y'all got Ryan fucked up. A lot of y'all letting Ryan fool you. Now, I'm not saying who I'm picking to win the fight, but I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all running around and y'all ain't giving Ryan Garcia no chance to beat Devin Haney. Y'all ain't giving him no chance to win the fight. Oh man, Ryan, he's not even mentally stable, and this is y'all letting Ryan fool you. Y'all letting Ryan fool you. You know what I'm saying? Tiger, if I'm a hater, why the fuck you in here watching me? Right? You in here crying in my comments about I'm a hater, but you in here watching me. And you ain't even hit the like button, nigga. So that means you a hater. That means you a hater. Because you in my shit, you watching me. You ain't hit the like button, but you're coming in and you're watching me and my shit. So that make you a hater. Because the haters gonna watch you the most. Dummy. Anyway, best dad ever. Just make sure you pretend like I'm DraftKings if Gervonta Davis ever fights Shakur. Pretend like I'm DraftKings and holler at me. That's all I want to hear. But yeah, in the best dad ever, you ain't getting paid off your favorite fighter. You ain't getting paid off a Tank. You a goddamn lie. You definitely ain't getting paid off a Tank because any fight that Tank ever been in, he been such a big favorite that you having to put up way too much money to get your motherfucking money back, to get any winnings. Trust me, you can't fool me. I know how this betting shit go. So you ain't winning no goddamn money off of Tank betting on no DraftKings or nobody or with nobody else. Tank too much of a big favorite in all of his fights. That's why I said when he fights somebody like Shakur, they'll come and holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Tank ain't thought a fight yet to where he wasn't an overwhelming favorite. And I'm looking at these odds. They got Devin Haney a minus 11 to 1 favorite. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Devin Haney ain't no motherfucking 11 to 1 favorite. Nah, they tripping. Devin Haney is not no 11 to 1 favorite against no Ryan Garcia. Telling y'all, man, if I'm wrong, y'all know I'm gonna be on here Monday morning, letting y'all know I was wrong. But if I'm right, I want y'all to show up when I log on Monday morning. I want y'all to show up. Don't run, don't go nowhere, because I'm gonna be right here. Now, I ain't giving Ryan too much credit. Y'all not giving Ryan no credit, and y'all letting all this shit fool you. Y'all think Ryan crazy. Y'all think Ryan ain't training. Y'all think that Ryan's the same fighter that he was in the amateurs. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Motherfucking Devin Haney ain't no 11 to 1 favorite. He should not be no 11 to 1 favorite. And these odds makers, they playing with y'all. Yeah, they playing with y'all. These odds makers, they playing with y'all. Real talk. They definitely playing with y'all. Oh yeah, you already know what's up, John. For real, let them make him a 12 to 1 favorite. Bet. Now these odds makers playing with y'all because Devin fuck around and lose, and I'm not saying Devin gonna lose, right? But I'm saying he can lose. 11 to 1 is crazy. 11 to 1 is crazy. That shit crazy. People gonna put their money on Devin, and Vegas gonna come up like a motherfucker. If Ryan fuck around and win, Vegas gonna come up like a motherfucker if Ryan fuck around. Cause see, they fooling everybody like Ryan ain't got no chance in hell and knockout. What's happening? Crush, what they do? Trying to fool everybody like Ryan ain't got no chance in hell. Telling y'all right now, this fight is gonna be a lot more competitive than y'all think. It's gonna be a lot more competitive than y'all think. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. And everybody going around talking about Devin Haney about to stop Ryan Garcia. Okay. Who in here think Devin Haney gonna stop Ryan Garcia? I want some action. Miss Joette, what's going on with the Queen? Salute. Akilo, what's happening with it? Y'all smash my like button. Smash the like button. Get the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Get the likes up. Rollo said the 5th round. Rollo, we could put 100 on it right now. It ain't even got to be a round. We just gonna bet. If you really about what you talking about, bet me $100 right now that Devin Haney just get the knockout. Because I say he don't. Now I'm calling bluffs. You've been talking because you say Ryan soft. You say Ryan ain't got a chance in hell. You say Devin gonna blow through Ryan, and you say that Devin gonna knock out Ryan. Okay, bet. Put that bread on the line. I say Devin don't get no knockout. And like Jermaine Wood saying, right? Devin just might fuck around and get his ass knocked out. If Devin go out there with the mindset that he's gonna go out there to knock Ryan Garcia out, that he gonna get the knockout, Devin might find himself licking that motherfucking canvas and slobbering all over that mat. Real talk. Devin might find himself slobbering on that motherfucking mat. Knockout said, I tried to bet Devin fans in my chat that Ryan would stop Devin in the first round, but they had to show, he said, but they had to show me they bought the fight. They had to show me they bought the fight for me to pay. Only 2 people took the bet. Fire stick. Yeah. That's crazy. Devin Haney fans, the loudest fans. Come on now. Let me read that again. He says, I tried to bet Devin fans in my chat that Ryan would stop Devin in the first round, but they had to show me they bought the fight for me to pay. Only 2 people took the bet. Just letting you know that Devin Haney fans, the loudest fans on the internet, but they ain't paying for these fights. That's why Devin's numbers ain't doing. That's why I ain't doing nothing. Because see, they loud on the internet. They loud on the internet, but when it comes to going to their pockets and supporting Devin Haney, see, I support his fights. I'm not even a Devin Haney fan. Everybody know I ain't no Devin Haney fan, but I support his fights. I bought the Lomachenko fight. I bought the last fight with him and Regis. But you mean to tell me the big, bad, loud Devin Haney fans, y'all ain't paying for that man fights? Y'all fire sticking that man's fights? Come on, man. Rollo said, you gonna take the bet? Rollo, you said you'll take the bet. Devin Haney is gonna knock out Ryan Garcia. Now, this is how we do, right? This is how we do. And you can ask plenty of people on here and bet me on here. This is how we do. You got to send the money to my Cash App. Now hold it. Now, if you win, I'm going to send you your money back and my money back. This is how we do, because the reason I'm doing it like this, and the reason I do it like this, is because people like to jump in comments and then you don't never see them again. They run off. And I'm not saying you're going to run off, but that's just how we do it. You know, we was using Knockout for a minute, but Knockout started charging 20%. He got to get his money. And if I win, when I win my bets, I want all the money. And yet you see John Kramer, me and John, we bet all the time. Ain't never ran off with this shit. Oh, okay. So you ain't okay. You talking about the bet that Knockout had. You talking about the bet that Knockout had. We ain't talking about Knockout's bet no more. We talking about my bet. I bet you that Devin wasn't gonna knock out Ryan Garcia. You want it or not? But Knockout. I like that though, Knockout. You made them niggas show they motherfucking show that they paid for the fight. And they couldn't show that they paid for the fight. That's crazy, man. As loud as they be on the internet, you mean to tell me they fire stickers? Matter of fact, while we talking, I'm gonna pay for the fight right now while we talk, because I ain't paid for the fight yet, but let's pull it up. I'm gonna pay for the fight right now while we on here. Let me see. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Do I think that the undercard is worth paying for? No, I don't. I don't think the undercard is worth shit. I ain't gonna say it ain't worth shit. It's okay. It ain't nothing that I would pay for, but let's just keep it a buck. Are we paying? Are we tuning in to see the undercard? I'm tuning in for one reason and one reason only. To see Devin and Ryan Garcia. That's it. I don't give a damn about that undercard, really. Because they've talked shit for so long. I'm invested in seeing them fight each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying to see Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney undercard because it's Golden Boy Promotions. I ain't expecting Golden Boy Promotion to put on no fire undercard. You feel? When have we ever expected Golden Boy to put on a hell of an undercard? You feel me? So I'm not even really tripping on the undercard. I just want to see the main event. But I'm gonna pay for it right now. They lowered the pay-per-view price, y'all. You see I ain't bullshitting with y'all. I'm on here right now. I'm finna pay for it right now. They lowered the pay-per-view price $69.99. So they dropped the pay-per-view price down $10. That's straight. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. But see, I'm not a DAZN. I don't have no DAZN subscription. I don't fuck with DAZN no more. I've been to cancel DAZN. So anything that has to do with DAZN, besides they pay-per-views, yeah, I ain't paying for that shit. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so I clicked on buy now. It says watch live Saturday at 5. Get DAZN plan to watch this and more. I don't want no DAZN plan though. I know they ain't trying to make me to subscribe to DAZN to watch this motherfucking fight. Because that ain't happening. Look at this shit. That DAZN is $30 a month plus tax. That shit used to be when I first started paying for DAZN, it was like, it was like 15 or 19 bucks a month. It's $30 a month now. I'm not, man, they tripping. I'm gonna tell y'all, we might have a problem. Hey, we might have a problem. If I gotta pay that $30 and subscribe to DAZN to buy this pay-per-view, we might have a problem. I might not be buying it. Let's see. So it says the first month only $10. I don't want to subscribe to DAZN. I don't want no subscription to DAZN. Let me pay for this fight without subscribing to DAZN. That's gonna be a problem. Hey, it's gonna be a problem, y'all. This is why this fight might not do big pay-per-view numbers. It's why this fight might not do big pay-per-view numbers. Because a lot of people gonna look at this shit and be like, I don't want no subscription to DAZN. Because see, what happens is you like, okay, well, I'll pay that $10 for a subscription for the first month. Then you done fucked around and forgot. Now you paying $30 a month. And that shit coming out of your bank account. And shit be coming out of my bank account. A lot of times I don't know it. And it be months before I catch it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. My man Knockout say try payperview.com. Let me see. Payperview.com. Let me see. Can you is that a TV app, Knockout? Knockout is payperview.com, a TV app. Like I could put it on my Samsung TV. Let me see. Okay, they got Haney versus Garcia. Oh, okay, I see what they doing. It's $80. So, yeah, okay, I see what they doing. So basically what they doing is they advertising the Haney versus Garcia fight at $69.99. But if you're not a member, you got to become a member. pay $10 for the first month. So that's $69.99, go to $79.99, so it's $80. And then they're gonna try to get you to forget that you're a member. And before you know it, like I said, you paying $30 a month. Yeah, nah, I'm good on that. Let me see what this pay-per-view.com talking about. The Zone can miss me with that shit. So Best Dad said, go on your TV and go to web browser. Okay. Yeah, I'm a good looking out on that pay-per-view.com. I'm not about to subscribe to no goddamn DAZN. Hey, tripping. I'm about to fight. I'll post it on my community page and show y'all that I'm about to fight. You know, when Tank and Ryan fought, I bought that fight. Matter of fact, I think I bought that fight twice. Yeah, but not a kilo. Nah, we're not doing that, dog. A kilo. Nah, we ain't doing no, you know, we not promoting no streams and all of that shit. I'm not doing that. Even though I don't rock with Devin like that, I'm a boxing fan. That's all that matters at the end of the day, bro. I'm not emotionally invested personally in none of these fights. I want to see the fight do well. I want to see boxing do well. I'm not, you know. What? Bama Jeff says $19.99 with 1 month free if you do it on your laptop. I don't want to watch the fight on my laptop, though. I want to watch the fight on my motherfucking TV. I don't want the fight on my laptop. So I'm going to have people over. So we ain't finna be gathered around no laptop. Now, a kilo. Devin and Bill, they the biggest liars in all the boxing. They are. But like I said, man, I when it comes to me wanting to see a fight, I can look over all of that. Am I gonna want to hang out with Devin Haney? You know what I'm saying? Go out to eat with the nigga? Hell no. But you know, I'll support him and watch him fight in the ring. You know, I don't have to like him personally. You feel me? I don't like the nigga personally because, like I said, I don't like people that lie like that. Just blatantly lie. And I was a huge Devin Haney fan, man. Followed him ever since he was a teenager. Used to watch real Devin Haney TV back before anybody knew who he was. When he was growing up training with Mayweather. Used to watch him and support him on Showbox. Followed him, right? Was always a real big Devin Haney fan until that nigga grabbed the microphone and really started talking. And I'm like, this nigga just lied all the fucking time. That's what really turned me off about Devin, the lying. If he had never opened his mouth and started just showing the character that he got, you know what I'm saying? Rollo. For you to come in here and ask me a question like, what lies have Devin Haney told? You actually came in my chat and put in what lie has Devin Haney told? Well, you can't be serious. Knockout. Do you see this shit? Does everybody in here see this man Rollo that came in here and asked me what lie has Devin Haney told? And had a nerve enough to put 3 question marks behind the shit. We got to move on. But yeah, that's what turned me off from Devin. I was a huge Devin fan, but that's what turned me off is because of the just blatant lies over and over and over and over. I don't rock with that shit. You know. And I mean, it's just crazy, man. The lies that this man tells. You see how Gillian Waller was looking at that nigga? You see how Gillian Waller was looking at him like, and then Gillian looked at Waller like, And then at the end, they just walked off like, yeah, I hear you. Like, yeah, I hear you. That's when everybody got that one nigga that just lie all the time. Every time he say some shit, you know he lying. And you don't even try to argue with him no more. You don't even try to tell him that you know he lying. You just agree with him. Like, I hear you, man. Yeah, I hear you, man. And you know he lying. You know what I'm saying? You just, yeah, I hear you, man, and try to change the subject. That's what Gilly did when he got tired of Devin lying. That nigga Gilly was looking at that nigga. Shit, all right. and got to walking down the street like, man, yeah, let's go. That's enough of this lying ass nigga. Let's go. Let's go on a walk. Let's change the subject. Lori says Bill made it bad for Devin for all them lies. But it ain't even that, because I know how to separate Bill and Devin from each other. See, with me, I don't have a problem with a lot of the shit that Bill Haney say, because I understand that Bill Haney is promoting his son, right? He promoting his son. That's what he do, right? He's that's what promoters do. Promoters gonna lie. My thing is Devin Haney lying all the time. You feel me? When the fighter get the line and telling blatant lies, and then when they get the line trying to run with narratives to tear other fighters down, that's what I have a problem. Bill been lying about shit. We heard Bill tell a million lies when it came to with that whole Gary Russell situation. Bill told 1,000,001 lie when it came to the whole Gary Russell situation. He even lied about signing his name on the contract. The nigga signed and spelled his name wrong and say that's how he spell his name sometimes. Like, so we've been knowing Bill gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, yeah, he just a slick. He one of them slick city slicker niggas. I know how Bill is. I ain't really got, felt no type of way about Bill and all the lies that he tell, because I'm like, okay, this nigga a promoter. But when Devin got to telling the lies that he was telling, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you a fighter, nigga. You a fighter. That's a whole different level of lying that you doing. That shit crazy. Rollo trying to change the subject, talking about so nobody believes Turkey had 20 mil for Tank. What the fuck does that got to do with all the lies that Devin had told? You know what I'm saying? What that got to do with all the lies that Devin had told? Ariana, salute to you, queen. That ain't got nothing to do with the pricing tea of China. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord. Devin Show get it from his daddy, and you know when he gonna lie because he get to stuttering shit. He get to stuttering, he get to looking all to the side, all up in the air and shit when he lie. You like, okay, this nigga finna lie right now. He already start stuttering, and he's looking all up in the air, looking around. You know he finna lie. My man Anthony, man, I appreciate you coming through, man, in the Cash App, supporting the channel, man, in the Cash App. Much love, salute to you. And the crazy thing is, Devin Haney fans, they won't admit that the nigga lied. This is what they do. Oh, what have they lied about? Name me what they lied about. Then when you start naming all the lies they done told, then they trying to act like that it never happened, right? Or they'll come in here and they'll say some shit like, oh man, well, Tank lies too, Shakur lies too, does it matter? Like he's gonna burn a hole through them to admit, yeah, they do lie a lot. I'm a fan of them. I'm still a fan of them, but they do lie a lot. They ain't gonna never admit the shit. I think the best dad say he gets to stutter and his nose get wider. Man, Joel says She says, love the video you made last night exposing the lie that Haney told about the 25% deal for Shakur. Right? That shit was a huge lie. It showed that he's not the smartest, right? He's not the smartest at all. Because why would you even say a lie like that? If Shakur took 25% fighting him, he would make more money than he's made his whole career with all of his fights combined. Why would you tell a lie like that? Because this shit is public records. Like I said in the video, it was public records. All I had to do is go look up Shakur's fight persons. It was right there. I went and looked up his last 8 fight persons, and in his last 8 fight persons, not including the Edwin De Los Santos, because Shakur made more money than his last fight than Devin did against Edwin De Los Santos. So we didn't even include that fight. We looked up his last fights before the Edwin De Los Santos, and Shakur had made $13.5 million. Just his last fight, 8 fights. Just his last 8 fights before the Edwin De Los Santos fight, right? So all I did is I said, okay, well, let's add 2 more million for Shakur for the rest of Shakur's fights on all of his career, right? Combined. That's $15.5 million. Or it was like 15.3 million, right? 15.3 million. So Devin Haney would have had to pay that nigga at least. No, it was 13.5 million. My bad. It was 13.5 million. That was the number. It was 13.3 million, I believe, to be exact. Shakur Stevenson's last 8 fights, and then I added another 2 million on it for like the rest of his fights for his whole career. Because he got like 20 fights. So it came out to be like 13.3 million. I believe. I wrote it down. Let me see. Hold on. Here it is right here. Yeah, it came out to be 13.3 million. So Devin Haney would have had to pay that nigga at least 13.5 million. So that 25% would have had to pay Shakur Stevenson at least 13.5 million. Now, Devin is getting 75% of the pot. You got to figure out what the pot is for them for Shakur to be able to get paid that, only taking 25%. That pot had to be 54 million. Devin taking 75% of the pot. So Devin, he would have got paid 40 million. Shakur getting 13.5 million. And this how I'm gonna tell you how stupid Devin is. He want people to believe that. So if you wanted people to believe that, you would want people to believe that you turned down going into negotiations with Shakur Stevenson and a fight that at least, even if they paid y'all 50-50, at least you was gonna make $20 million, over 20 million at least. At least. So you moved up to 140 to fight Regis Prograis for less than $4 million, and you turned down out of your own mouth. The least you could have made was 20 million. If we gonna believe you. So not only is the nigga a liar, he's a fucking idiot. But like I said, they don't have nothing to do with the fighter that he is in the ring. So I support him in the ring, right? But outside the ring, the nigga's an idiot. When you lie that much, you got to be able to make sure that your lies make sense. Right? So if you know how to do math, that should just tell you, like, he should have stopped saying that shit. He should have been like, oh, yeah, that don't even make sense. No, an idiot is not crazy, because to come up with a lie like that and to continue to say it over and over when you had a chance, you probably didn't have what? From the first time he said that, he probably didn't have 8 months to sit down and realize, let me stop telling that lie because it don't really add up and it don't make sense. All of the time between the first time that he went on a rampage saying that shit, you still saying that shit 8, 9 months later? And you ain't sat down and said, let me stop saying that because people gonna call me out on it because it don't make sense and it's gonna make me look crazy for turning down the fight where I can make that much money. Like, come on, man. Like, it was simple. If I can go and look up Shakur Stevenson's fight person, he could have did the same shit. So can't nobody tell me, well, maybe he didn't know Shakur was making that much money. Nah, bro. If you come out with a lie like that, first of all, to even be able to say, oh, more money than he made in his whole entire career with all his fights combined, well, that means that you already supposed to know how much money he was making in all of his fights to be able to say some shit like that. So anyway, y'all want to flip this shit, he lied, and then he continued to stick with that dumbass lie. It shows that he's not too bright. He's not too bright. That's all. Great fighter, hell of a fighter in the ring, a lot of talent, very, disciplined in his craft, but he's a fucking liar and he's not too bright. It is what it is. Do something about it. Shit crazy, man. Like when I hear him, because I was like, okay, Devin ain't gonna continue to say that shit. I'm watching the interview and I'm like, man, no, he didn't say this shit again. Why does he continue to? And Warlow and Gilly know he was lying. They're like, man, no, we ain't trying to hear that. We ain't believing that. And then now he's putting his back up against the wall because everybody should expect him to get the knockout. I don't look at Devin Haney as a knockout artist. He's never been a knockout artist. He ain't had a knockout in years upon years on top of some years. But he continues to go out here and he's guaranteeing a knockout. He's guaranteeing that he's gonna get a knockout. Just do what it is. What it do with you, just he's guaranteeing that he's gonna get a knockout. And to me, that's a stupid move by him also. It's stupid. Why would you do that? If you haven't had a knockout in what? I think 8 fights, 8 or 9 fights. He ain't had a knockout in his last 8 or 9 fights. Why would you do some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you do some shit like that? Why would you come and guarantee everybody that you're going to get a knockout and continue to promise that you're going to get a knockout? It makes no sense. It's like, is you having an identity crisis? You not Mike. This nigga, somebody done convinced Devin Haney that he's Mike Tyson. Like, bro, you're not that. You're a great boxer. You gotta live up and be who you are. All this knockout shit, and okay, all right. And I'm telling y'all right now, a lot of y'all don't give Ryan Garcia no chance in hell. If Devin Haney go in there thinking he can knock Ryan out, and he get the banging in the middle of the ring with Ryan, it's a very, very high possibility that he's the one that's gonna get knocked out. I'm telling y'all. It's a very high possibility that he's the one that's gonna get knocked out. Now, if he just get off that knockout shit and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go in there and get the win. I'm gonna win however I gotta win. That's a lot better for him. Then the odds are much more wider in his favor. But this knockout shit, bro, in order to knock out Ryan Garcia, you're gonna have to get in there and get in the paint with that boy. You don't want to do that, bro. You don't want to do that. Fight your fight. Stay on the fucking outside. Use your lateral movement. Use your jab and confuse him. Make Ryan have to come to you. Going out there, okay, all right. You think you're going to get a knockout. All right, keep thinking that. Cody Shot said 1% chance the knockout happening. It ain't happening no Devin in for sure. But another thing, right? In that interview, I don't have no problem with Devin saying that shit. But Devin needs to stop coming up off like he just so much better than Shakur. The nigga, Shakur know he ain't fucking with me. Shakur know he ain't fucking with me. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You don't even believe that yourself. Stop saying shit that you don't believe. You ain't never been able to fuck with Shakur ever your whole entire motherfucking life. But now, Shakur ain't fucking with me. He know he ain't fucking with me. No. You know that you not fucking with him. Because y'all say everything but let's fight. That's one thing everybody got to admit. When it comes to Devin and Shakur, Devin and Bill say everything but let's fight. He don't never say, okay, tell Shakur to come up to 140 and fight me. I'm talking about he say everything but let's fight. I just watched Bill Haney do a whole interview, and they said, so does this mean that you never gonna give Shakur a chance to fight? And you know when Bill get to talking, right? He'll talk around some shit when they stump him. Because he was basically he got to talking like, oh, that's the type of dude we don't want to ever do no business with, and this and that, and this and that. And so I forgot who was interviewing him said, so are you saying that y'all never gonna fight Shakur because y'all don't want to do business with him? Here come Bill. Oh, well, what I'm saying is that a person of that magnitude that go about things like Shakur do, dropping audio of me in a private conversation and this and that. I'm saying that I would never do business with him. I would never want, but like nigga, y'all don't want to fight Shakur. That's it. That's all. Like you said on that motherfucking tape when they were recording your ass, your son don't want to fight him, and you don't want your son to fight him. So that excuse gave y'all a way out. You know what I'm saying? That excuse gave y'all a way out. Now, when it comes to Shakur, y'all saying everything but let's fight. You know what I'm saying? Everything but let's fight. Yeah, I know Bill was running around saying that shit, right? But Bill at the time, Bill said it was an exhibition because it was catch weights and rehydration clauses, right? So he said it was an exhibition. Now he's saying it's not an exhibition because it's at a regular weight and it ain't no rehydration clause. Like I said, both parts gotta stop tearing down fights, you know what I'm saying, with each other. Like that shit don't do nothing but give fans, bragging rights and running around. That shit ain't about nothing. When Bill said it wasn't about nothing, and when whoever else saying it now, it ain't about nothing. These fighters are athletes that's been fighting their whole career and they all putting their lives on the line. So, I don't buy into none of that shit. See, the thing is, Jermaine say Bill no Devin can't beat Shakur nor Tank. He just used the name for clout. It could be that, but I think that they feel a little more comfortable with Tank, right? Because I think they look at Tank and they say, if Devin can avoid Tank's big shots, he can outbox Tank. That's how they feel about Tank. They don't think that Tank can box on Devin Haney's level, right? I'm not saying this. I'm saying how they look at the situation. So they're a lot more confident with Tank. With Shakur, they looking at Shakur, they're like, okay, we can't outbox him. We ain't got no knockout power like Tank do, so we can't knock him out, right? So when you put Shakur and Tank together, the attribute that Tank got over Shakur is that power, that he can knock out Shakur if he catch him, or he can knock out anybody, right? But when you put up Shakur and Devin, it's two athletic boxers against each other, right? And they don't see no way they can beat Shakur because they know they can't outbox him. They know their defense ain't better than his. They know their offense and their pinpoint accuracy and their slickness. Like, they know they don't have no areas where they better than Shakur at. That's why they avoid that fight at all costs. So I mean, you know, people don't believe that shit. KQ, what's happening with it? My brother KQ, KC, Boxing Network, the singing OG in the building. Bruh, if Dan believed that he could use his reach and size and beat Shakur Stevenson, that fight would have been made. That fight would have been made. Straight up and down. If Devin believed that, or Devin would be telling Shakur Stevenson to come to 140 pounds. He says everything but let's fight when it comes to Shakur. I don't give a damn how big of a Devin Haney fan and fanatic you are. You know that shit is true. You know that shit is true. Real talk. Talking about he could use his length and what length? What length? And fucking good as Shakur Stevenson can control distance, you talking about he can use his length and man, come on now, bro. You don't believe that shit yourself. You gotta be, bro, you tripping. Talking about he can use his length and size. The fuck did his length and size do with Lomachenko? That shit don't work with people that know how to, that have footwork, that know how to close the distance. That shit is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work with nobody like Shakur Stevenson. Bro, I'm gonna tell you, Bama Jeff, and I'm not saying you don't know shit about boxing, but if you think that Devin Haney can control the fight versus Shakur Stevenson using his length and size, you might not know shit about boxing. Devin's best option to be able to beat Shakur Stevenson is to go out there and just fucking let it all fly. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and fight a fight that he's not used to. Throw combinations and just go in. Like, real talk, I don't know, man. When I break down Shakur and Tank, I see ways that they can both beat each other, right? When I break down Devin Haney and Tank, I see both ways. I see ways that Devin can beat Tank and Tank can beat Devin. But when I break down Shakur and Devin, I don't see no way that Devin can beat Shakur Stevenson. And the reason that I give Tank a chance to beat Shakur and Shakur a chance to beat Tank and vice versa is because those are all different stylistic matchups, right? But when you got Shakur and Devin, they both boxers. They both pure boxers. And one is on a whole different level, as a boxer, defensive wise, knowing how to gauge range and distance and all of that, bro. One is on a whole different level. Y'all gotta understand, styles make fights, and Bill Haney know that. Devin Haney know that. That's why they say everything but fight when it comes to Shakur Stevenson. They making up excuses. Now Bill making excuses, talking about he don't never want to do business with Shakur because Shakur leaked the audio, so he don't trust him. And like, come on, man. And they using that 25% that he turned down. Oh, he turned down 25%. We gave him a chance. He'll never get a chance again. Bro, y'all don't want to fight. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. That size ain't finna do shit with Devin and Shakur. You know what I'm saying? That size ain't gonna do nothing. All that size is gonna do is give Devin the ability to hold fucking harder, to clinch. That's all it's gonna do, is give him the ability to clinch more. If you don't have that punching power behind that size don't mean shit. And Shakur is a fighter that stay in shape. So you're not going to be able to clinch him and get him tired and grapple him, and you're not going to be able to do all of that, bro. Shit crazy. That size shit don't mean nothing. Now, if he was big and he was cracking like that, then you'd be like, okay, yeah, now this nigga big and he cracking. I mean, I respect what you're saying, John Kramer, but that fight ain't no 50-50 because there's no area where Devin Haney is better than Shakur Stevenson at. It ain't. And I'm going to tell y'all like this. If Devin had been in the ring versus Edwin De Los Santos with one hand, fighting with one hand the whole fight, Devin might have got stopped. Because Devin defense ain't on point like Shakur defense did. Devin might have got stopped. Everybody talking about, oh man, Shakur. If Devin Haney was fighting against a guy like Edwin De Los Santos that can box and have power, and he had to fight him the whole fight from round 1 to 12 with one hand, Devin might have would have got stopped. Devin might have would have got stopped. Straight up. Because like I said, Devin's defense ain't on the level of Shakur. Now, when you get Shakur and Tank, you got one of the best offensive fighters against the best defensive fighter. So that it's a clash of styles, and that's a fight I would really love to see. I would like to see Devin and Shakur just to shut their ass up. And like I said, I mean, you say you like both of them. I like both fighters in the ring, but I don't like Devin outside. I ain't gonna lie. You don't like Devin Haney, okay? So they gotta say it, okay? What y'all gonna do? Well, I like him I like him in the ring. I think he's a good fighter. John Kramer says, can Shakur take a big shot? From who? Who giving the big shot? Devin ain't giving the big shot. From who? Who is he taking? Answer that, John. Answer that, John. What are we talking about? Can he take a big shot from who? You just speaking hypothetically. Yeah, I mean, I think you can, bro. These fighters, bro, you don't fucking come up and be a gold medalist. Like, this is what y'all gotta understand, man. This is what y'all gotta understand, right? You don't come up all through the amateur ranks, right? fight all of the top fighters in the whole wide world, become an Olympic silver medalist in a fight that he could have won the gold. The fight was razor thin, right? And then spar everybody, every great in boxing he didn't been in the ring with and sparred him, right? You know, all the way up to a certain size, right? And not have a fucking chin. If Shakur didn't have no chin, we would know it by now. Somebody would have told a sparring story to where they stopped Shakur in sparring, or, you know, made him take a knee or hurt. Like, bro, we would know that shit by now. We would, so just because, see, boxing fans, oh man, we ain't seen him get hit, we ain't seen him get hit. Because newsflash, we ain't supposed to see him get hit with no big shots. We ain't supposed to see none of these fighters don't want to get hit with a big shot. The name of the game is hit and not be hit. Like that's so when boxing fans, oh well, his defense is good, we ain't never seen him get hit. All of a sudden, man, his chin is suspect. You don't know about his chin. People said that shit about Floyd Mayweather his whole career. Then finally saw him get hit with the biggest shot in his career against Shane Mosley. Then everybody was like, man, Mayweather got a chin. We didn't know Mayweather had it. Yeah, man. Man, come on, man. Yes, I don't have no doubts that he have a chin. You got to be a fucking dog to get that far in boxing. You got to be a dog to be a special fighter like that, bro. People say the same shit about Gervonta, man. He got a chin. What he gonna do when he get hit with one of these big punches? Bro, these dudes is built different, man. You know what I'm saying? These fighters is built different. Motherfuckers that don't have a chin, you're gonna know it. And it ain't gonna take this long to find out. We was hearing about Rolly before Tank knocked him out. People were saying Rolly was chinny before Tank knocked him out. A lot of that shit be how much a dog do you got in, right? Because anybody can get hurt in the fight. Some motherfuckers get hurt and they feel that power and they just go to sleep. Some motherfuckers get hurt and they feel that power and they decide they don't want no more. You know what I'm saying? They decide they don't want no more. See, no, that's false. John Kramer, that's false. That's false. Roy always had a chin. You can't sit there and tell me that man right there didn't have no fucking chin. When I watched his whole career through the Olympics, through when he first turned pro, he had a chin. Antonio Tarver didn't expose that he didn't have no chin. It was the circumstances going on with Roy Jones. When Roy Jones put on all that fucking muscle, and I know he had a chin. You know why he had a chin? Because I seen Roy Jones get hit like a motherfucker against guys like James Toney. I seen him get hit by big ass light heavyweights that could crack, and he was eating them shits. He had a chin, but see the situation with Antonio Tarver. You don't ever go to heavyweight and then drain yourself to go all the way back down to light heavyweight. You skipped cruiserweight and you went all the way back down. We see fighters go up in weight. We don't see fighters go down 2 division in weight classes and still be able to keep their chin and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, I'm telling you, Roy was hit like that before. Roy had been hit like that before. I seen all that man fights. Go back and look at some of Roy's fights. He had been hit like that. The reason that sticks out to you is because when he got hit by Tarver, he folded. But see, what was the circumstances behind it? We got to talk about the circumstances behind it. That's like saying if Devin go back down to 135, you think his chin gonna be anything? You think Devin go back down to 135 and fight Tank? As soon as Tank touch him a little bit, he crumpling. Let's say if Tank go back down to 126, his chin ain't gonna be like that. But you gotta understand, you move up to heavyweight. Roy Jones put on he had to drop more weight than that because I think he came in that John Ruiz fight at 198 or 200. He came in at 198 or 200, right? 198 or 200, right? So then he had to drop all the way back down to 175. Okay, he came in at 200, right? Came in at 200. Then he had to go back down to 175. But that was muscle he had bulked up and put on. Look, if you go look at Roy Jones in that John Ruiz fight, that motherfucker had put on a lot of muscle. And so he had to go back down and drop back down. It didn't even take a long time to do it. I think it was like 6 months. I think that fucked him up. But, plus Antonio Tarver, he just caught him on that spot. Roy Jones, what he was always lacking was defense. You see what I'm saying? Roy Jones never had no good defense. He was just athletic enough to get out of the way of punches. Never fought with his hands up. And if you look at how Roy Jones fights, Roy Jones has defense just like Wilder did. How Roy Jones, when you coming at him, he stick his hands out like that. He stick his hands out like that, right? That's how Wilder do. That's the same shit that Wilder do. Once a motherfucker can get past that shit and back that shit down and get inside, now you on the ropes. And that's what happened to Tarver. That's what happened in the Antonio Tarver fight. Tarver had been studying Roy since they were kids. And Tarver threw his hook the same time with Roy, and Tarver's hook landed before Roy's did. Bam, he was out. Hit him right there on that sweet spot. Rocked his brain. Anybody can get knocked out if they get hit in the right spot. Real talk. Any of these fighters can get knocked out if they get hit flush in the right spot. The thing with Shakur, it's not going to be easy. As long as Shakur has his reflexes, is defensively on point, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for any of these fighters to hit him with their best shot with something that he don't see. And that's how motherfuckers get knocked out. They get hit with a shot that they don't see right on that motherfucking spot. And it's night. You know what I'm saying? So your favorite fighter can get knocked out. They get hit by the right motherfucker with some shit that they don't see in the right spot. That's it. Don't mean they don't have no chin. Now, after that, after Roy Jones got caught, he was never the same fighter. Never the same fighter. Because Roy Jones tried to become a defensive fighter that was like Adrian Bronner, wouldn't let his hands go, right? He wouldn't let his hands go. He was scared to, punch. And that was Roy's main attribute, his athleticism, and that he was letting them bitches fly from everywhere. He stopped throwing punches and was fighting defensively. He ain't had no defense. Motherfuckers was just catching him easy. Go to sleep, night, go to sleep. He was never the same fighter. And it wasn't that he didn't have no chin after that. It was his mental was never the same. His mental was never the same. Because he got caught with a shot that he never saw, and that shit stayed with him throughout the rest of his career. It stayed with him. You know what I'm saying? It stayed with him the rest of his career. He could never get it out of his head. Yeah, it was right. It hit him right there in the chin. You got nerves right there. You get hit right there, motherfucker gonna sleep you if the right motherfucker hits you and it's accurate. What? I'm lost. Old school 8868. What's happening? I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah, Bama Def, his defense was based on his reflexes. Like I said that earlier. Yeah, man. Fight week. If you're a real boxing fan, right? If you call yourself a real boxing fan, if you are saying in your head, like, man, I want to see if Devin gonna go out there and get the knockout. I want to see if Ryan Garcia can beat Devin, right? That means you want to watch the fight. Whether you want to admit it or not, that means that you're curious and you want to watch the fight. That means that you probably, if you don't support neither one of them, you're going to fire stick it. And all I'm saying is support boxing. You know what I'm saying? If you can afford it, it's hard times for shit, man. It's hard times right now. But if you can afford it, support it. And I'm going to say the same shit when Tank fight. I'm going to Tank fight. I'm going to support the shit. You know, I like Tank. I like Tank and Frank Martin fight. I like that fight. Give me something different than all these other cats that Tank be in the ring with. I want to see how Tank does against a fighter that can box. I got Tank winning, but and it's a hell of a fight card too. They putting on a hella crazy event down there in Houston. That whole card is stacked. But anyway, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Support boxing. It's fight week. You know, all this internet shit, don't believe it. All this talk back and forth between these fighters, all that shit is fake. All that shit's fake until they get in the ring and fight each other. Until then, I appreciate y'all, tuning in. Appreciate everybody that comment, even the trolls. I appreciate all the support. Make sure that y'all smash on the like button. And yeah, man, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back and do a live stream before the fight happens. So I appreciate y'all. Salute to everybody in the building. Much love. Y'all already know how I do. Diego talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.